I met a gypsy.
From between mountain bike and BMX, and I think that's when I went back to BMX was like my little like reset button. I was like, all right, now I can just chill and do that side of it.
Yeah. So what brought that on?
What do you mean?
Like going back to BMX?
Well, I don't know. It was actually I grew up racing BMX since I was like 3 years old, and then I stopped when I was about 10.
Yeah.
And I just liked mountain bikes. I liked being in the forest more and out in the mountains, and I did it with my dad a lot, which was awesome.
Your dad is a G, by the way. Shout out.
Yeah, he's a good dude. And yeah, I stopped riding BMX for like 5 or 6 years, I reckon. I didn't really even touch one. And then as I started getting more into dirt jumping and riding a hardtail, I just started like copying more and more shit from people, being like, oh, we'll think more of you if you rode it on a BMX, or like come back on a BMX, or like, there's a big block between the sports there where like it's definitely gotten a lot better in the last couple of years, and I'd kind of like to hope that I've helped that happen. But it's there was a massive like culture clash where it was like, you ride a mountain bike, you're not coming here, sort of thing, like, which I respected, and I knew the exact reasons why they thought that, and I also thought it when it come to me being on BMX. So I was like, no, you're not coming, you're on.
So what was the reason? Like, what's the thought process?
I think it was just that whole aspect that you're talking about, like where it was just like motos, you're saying it was just like the moto is just send it kind of sport, and I think that's where the BMX kind of got that aspect from the mountain biking a little bit, and they just turn up the jumps with no respect or bring no culture to it, and
not like the digging
and where all that's kind of starting to crossfade in between the sports now, and everyone's realizing, oh, mountain bike's pretty sick for that, or BMX is actually crazy for that, and it's like it's joined the two a lot.
Well, that was one of the cool things about Farm Jam. You know, you got those sessions and like everyone's out there riding and everyone was cheering each other on, and you could see like the reverence that
fully,
like guys like, who was the I feel terrible that I'm spacing on his name. He's a long haired dude on the BMX bike, and like motherfucker just had the best style
on the BMX bike.
BMX. He was at Farm Jam.
It wasn't Cody Gazel on the...
Yes.
He was on the
hardtail.
hardtail.
Was he on a hardtail?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was on the BMX bike. But
he's on BMX now. I think he copped so much for that trip that he was on a mountain bike that really swapped to the BMX.
But like, dude, so his style was just so insane, and like you get like, you were there on the BMX for you know, that event, and you can see guys like, you know, Doggo and Brendan Semenuk, like the best dudes in that world, are just like looking at these mountain bike guys just being like, fuck, their style is so sick. Like everyone was frothing, you know, like actually just based off Farm Jam, I wouldn't have thought there was like a cultural clash,
like,
you know?
I think that event also helped a lot. Like there's a few of those events, as well as just like the whole social media side of things that are actually showing how people are and showing their lives a bit more. That's kind of helped that situation and divided it less. So I think like my first year in New Zealand was the year that I swapped back to BMX, because everyone was just kind of like giving it to me the whole time that I was on a tractor riding the jumps, and I needed to swap to the BMX, and so, but I think it's like, now that I didn't really find it too harsh ever, because I always rode BMX anyway, so it was kind of like, I was like, oh yeah, I should harden up really and actually ride it again. That'd be pretty sick. And I still ride my hardtail heaps as well. Like I swap between them, and I think it's just like different jumps. You ride the different bikes.
Yeah, and I think that there's like a vibe and a culture and a, I guess like a whole you know, like for us, and we'll do like the Transmoto event. Yeah, it's an enduro weekend, and you ride with a fucking headlight, and there's, you know, so many dudes there that there's like a whole different. Yeah, like you go to Transmoto and it's just full enduro and the vibe's completely different. Then you go to like Moto and Dust Hustle. So like every discipline, every bike you ride, it's got its own vibe and feeling, and I guess like advantages or like reason why you do it. And I feel like BMX just has such like a dope history aspect that goes to it as well.
Fully, yeah. It's the whole package with BMX. It's not just the bike for the jumps. It's like the whole story of it is what makes it.
Yeah, dude. And the fact that, I mean, it's probably like one of the most versatile, I guess it's probably the easiest action sport to get into as well.
Pretty up there, yeah.
Because
it's pretty affordable.
super affordable. Being able to ride a bicycle is just like a general adult transport need.
Yeah.
So it's like to forget that there's even sport attached to it. Just like the skill of riding a bicycle is something that you would like just
Most
help your
people
life.
know. Yeah.
And then, you know, like you said, affordable. So it's probably is, you know, one of the earliest and most like broad action sports in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, I think. It's cool to push. I like as a mountain bike rider to push it for that reason as well, because I think it is like, if you're watching the mountain bike stuff on the internet, like you watch this video, for example, or you watch Crankworks or something, for a lot of kids, it's pretty like unachievable. You see it and you're like, you think they're superheroes, and it's like, well, we were those kids 10 years ago, you know? Like, and I do like riding the BMX and just turning up. Like my BMX is just like covered in rust and looks like a piece of crap, but it's a really nice bike, but it doesn't look like it. If you didn't know anything about bikes, you'd be like, what's that piece of shit? Like, and I like that because it shows to people, I think, that it's like, you know, it is just like, oh, he's just doing that, maybe I can do that, and it's a bit more approachable kind of thing.
Dude, it is an important message, man, to kind of get out there, especially to be an athlete that's at your level in the sport, to have that athlete of like, no dude, like ride a rusty piece of shit, like just wear what you wear on at fucking work, like just put a pair of shoes on that you can ride and ride a fucking rusty bike. Yeah,
you're gonna do it. And that's like going back to what you're talking about, the style and stuff. It's why I like that as well. Like, you don't need all this stuff that you brought up thinking you need to have to do that. Like, if you've got the mindset and the skill, or like the mindset to get the skill, you just need to do it. You can do whatever you want in between, or run whatever you want. Like,
it's so true. But man, I was the worst when I was a kid. For like, I needed it. Dude, even fucking Ronan, I was like, do you want this set of gear? He's like, no, I probably won't run it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I
was that guy too.
I used to want all of it. I want that, you know, like that colorful jersey or those goggles, because like, I don't know, Ken Roxon's wearing them or something, you know, like I want that because it's what you need. And it's like, now I hope that I'm kind of helping people realize that you don't need it. Like, all you need is a bike and a smile, and you're going to be cruising.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.